Day from the Finlay Hyundai Studios. Connor Collins, Paul Ratliff with you. And now welcoming on two-time BYU captain, now Tennessee linebacker, Keenan Pili, down here for the D1Dream Camp. How you doing, Keenan?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, brother. We're glad to have you on. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your transition from BYU to Tennessee. And what's the biggest differences between Coach Satake and Coach Heupel?
Yeah, it's been a cool little transition, a lot smoother than I expected. Obviously it's on the different side of the U.S., so that's been fun change. But for the football aspect, it's been great. Definitely a similar culture. I love both coaches, but I think meeting Coach Heupel, when I was going through the portal process, that was kind of one of my big reasons for coming here. I think I was able to establish a good connection with him, and I loved what he was doing with the program, and that's why I was excited to come.
And Keenan, let's talk a little bit about you coming on down here for the D1Dream Camp, bringing some of your buddies from up north. We have actually guys from Arizona State and Jacob Conover, a few guys from Utah Tech with Reggie Graff, Tanavasu. Talk to us a little bit about what this camp is, what you're trying to do, and who are you all trying to bring this for?
Yeah, we're just super excited that the camp is even possible. And like we said, this year it was nice to have a lot of different players from different schools being able to all come together at a time and being able to help these kids. I think that was the main focus for us, even from the beginning. Just making this camp possible, I think that through a lot of our sponsors, I shout them out, like Matt Miskawa with Get Outside and Southwest Orofacial and Implant Surgery, Bunny Sky with Salisbury Homes, Mobetta's, Jersey Mike's, all these sponsors and people that have made this possible. Todd and Stacia being from St. George, we're just super grateful we even have the opportunity to come out.
And Keenan, you talked a little bit about some of the sponsors, Get Outside, Southwest Orofacial Implant Surgery. We love having all of these guys help out. And talk to me a little bit now of what you guys are planning on doing. We heard Reggie and Jacob say that there's going to be some combine drill stuff. Can you give a little more information on some of those things?
Yeah, we feel like combine, being able to kind of assess, where an athlete is a good time for really at any age, anybody who wants to take football seriously to kind of see where they are. Being able to get those numbers down and then to track them over the years is something I did and I thought was important for myself as well. And then also being able to have that day of camp where you're competing against one another. I think that's the biggest thing is having some competition. That's why we play the game. That's why we love it. And the kids love to get out there and play versus other kids and get better at their craft.
And, every time we get to these camps, we always talk about all the athletic and skill position stuff. But what about some of the big boys in the trenches, Kenan? I know you've got to rush the passer once or twice. So are we going to see any trench play out there?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Man, nothing moves in this game without those big boys. So they're the most important pieces. We'll have big men type of competitions and have coaches for them as well, being able to fine-tune some of those skill sets they want to work on, being able to compete versus one another. I think it would be a fun part of the camp.
And Keenan, we know the people of Utah are going to show out for the camp, and the fans of BYU, you go from one elite fan base to another. Tell me your impressions of the Tennessee fan base so far. They're one of the most rabid in the nation.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I came and kind of saw it for myself. There's a really rich football culture. Out here in Tennessee, they live and breathe it.
Absolutely.
They love football. So it's been a super fun experience being able to get to know some of the fans, be around the culture.
Awesome, man. And how does it feel to have one of your fellow Cougars, Gabe Judy Lolly, with you in Rocky Top?
It was cool. I was excited when he came. It kind of surprised me, and we laugh all the time how it went down. But, yeah, it's been cool to have him here with me, familiar face.
And let's ask you a little bit now, Keenan. You were a two-time captain for the Cougars. You were tied second in the team tackles last season with 62 stops, 5 tackles for loss, a couple forced fumbles. Man, you just seemed like you were an absolute presence out there on the field. What do you want to bring to Tennessee, and what do you plan on showing them that this is the player you can be?
Yeah, I just want to bring um, what I feel like I do best, and that's bring energy and effort to the field. I feel like I'm someone who the balance linebacker and can play both pass and run, and still can be able to move. Coming off injury the prior season and being able to go through a healthy season last year, I was super grateful. But even really just to have a healthy off season before a season this year, I think that's what I'm excited about, that I can finally do that. And especially with the opportunity here at Tennessee, it gets me pumped.
And Keenan, what went into the decision to leave BYU? The portal, obviously a tough venture to go into. You had a great landing spot. Other guys, the grass isn't always greener. But what went into the decision to leave BYU, and what are your expectations for the Cougars heading into the Big 12?
Yeah, I think a lot of pieces went into it. It wasn't easy at all because BYU has been a part of my life for so long. It seems like, um, and I think just really it came down to what I was feeling in my heart. Really, from the outside perspective, I know sometimes it looks like really no reason to leave, but in my heart, I felt like I had to leave, and that there was an opportunity somewhere else I needed to take, and to um, somewhere like Tennessee, where I was able to be able to end up. And a lot of that had to do with my decision. It wasn't any external flat factors that a lot of people may use the portal for, but me simply, it was just that opportunity. And I feel like my time at BYU was done and came to a close.
All right, Keenan Pili here with us. Brought to you by Get Outside, a nonprofit organization helping out with the D1Dream Camp. Also brought to you by Southwest Oral Facial, Implant Surgery, and Bunny Sky with Salisbury Homes. Keenan, I want to ask you a little bit, just getting back to the camp here. It's going to be out at Desert Hills this weekend, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And what do kids need to know as far as signing up and getting registered for the camp? Do they need to go online? Is it just a walk up? What do they have to do to all get registered for that?
Yeah, you can walk up, but we'll be using the site either way at D1DreamCamp.com. That's the easiest way to register. Just go on there. It'll have all the info, and you plug your information, and you're good to go.
All right, perfect. And then I do see that you guys kind of have it broken up by age groups. You have it grades 3 through 7 and grades 8 through 12. Talk to me a little bit about the differences and drills that you like to do between the different age groups and kind of the intensity difference.
Yeah, I think the intensity will stay the same with each one. We're going to work. We're going to come out there and compete. Might focus on a little more specifics with the older group compared to the younger group. But at the end of the day, what we hope to accomplish is to maybe teach some of the basics, or teaching good habits that'll transfer over to anywhere you go, whether back to high school or if you're looking to go to the next level. I think that's the cool part about this camp. We have all these Division I athletes, and they're going to bring those drills from whatever college they come from, bring it to the players, show them what to expect. Those players can talk to the D1 athletes and and learn their stories. How did they do it? What is their advice? And I think that's going to be a cool experience part of the camp.
And Keenan, just had to get one more in for you. For me, seeing Tennessee as high as 11 in some of the rankings in the preseason. The rankings are for the fans, but your quarterback, Joe Milton, lit it up in the Orange Bowl. The recruiting's been insane. Does Tennessee challenge Georgia for the SEC East this year?
We're going to challenge everybody. That's the plan. We plan to win, plan to compete, and to take it home in the SEC.
All right, Keenan, we appreciate it, man. I know you got to get rolling here pretty soon, so we'll let you head on out. Just one more time, everybody. This weekend, May 12th through the 13th, Desert Hills High School, we have the D1 Dream Camp. Huge event. It's going to be a blast, a lot of D1 talent. And Keenan, one more time, if you just kind of want to run through some of the guys who are going to be out there joining you, and just give us one last plug for the camp.
Yeah, we're going to have players from SUU, Dixie State, BYU, a few quarterbacks there, great D1 athletes that are coming in, and we're so excited to be there with all you athletes.
All right, Keenan. Hey, man, we appreciate it a lot. We're going to let you get rolling now. Thanks for getting on, and maybe after the camp we can have you come back on again. Let us know about the turnout and talk about if you guys got another one coming up.
Thanks, Keenan.
For sure. Let me know. Thank you. Have a good one.
See ya. Thank you.
Now is Keenan Pili on with us. What a great guy. What a great player. And Tennessee is getting a great one. We're going to take a quick break, come back with more local sports right after this break. Want to thank Zag, Sunrise Tire, Coral Canyon Golf Course, and Prime IV. Devin Dixon, our boss, he's out there at State Golf right now, but he got the Revitalizer a couple weeks ago. He says he had his best golf round he's had in years. So check out Prime IV, get the Revitalizer, see how it does for you. We'll be back right after this quick break.